No, I think about myself as Everett frequently, but I think about myself. What would I do if I was in his shoes? It was so dramatic. It's got this inherent narrative of drama and martyrdom. Even though he was not interested in being a martyr or a hero or having any kind of profile, his story sort of changed the trajectory for the queer community in Canada. So, one of the young men he was having an affair with, and there's not much detail in the court records about his relationships, but the father of the young man found out about his son's relationship with Everett and contacted the police. They searched his home and they found a little black book, which was his dating record in Calgary, and they found 17 other names of men in the book. And he was then given 18 charges of gross indecency, which was the charge that homosexuals were convicted under.
There's a full investigation underway into the circumstances surrounding the death of Port Coquitlam teenager Amanda Todd.
The BC teen driven to death, haunted by one revealing photo.
What kind of person bullies a vulnerable child online?
Amanda Todd's YouTube videos painted a disturbing picture of depression and her struggle with bullies.
What Amanda was going through in terms of the bullying, not only at school but also online, it followed her at home.
She moved schools to escape the taunting, but in the end it proved to be too much.
It was the perfect storm, and something snapped. I wouldn't want anyone to have to go through the pain of losing a child.
I've had bullies in the past, and right now I'm dealing with one. This bully is different because she keeps doing it repeatedly and she doesn't say sorry.
I reported my cyberbullying to the police because cyberbullying is something that is not rare and it can happen to pretty much everyone.
She's so fake, she's such a liar. There are people like you guys, bullies, that over social media harass people because they don't meet up to your expectations. Honestly, it sucks.
I want you to hold on to your dreams. I want you to catch them. I want you to be you.
My name is Justin Preston, and I'm the founder of a global campaign called Rise Against Bullying. As being a victim of bullying, I was treated unfair by many students. But today, I want you guys to start encouraging one another. I can't hear you! 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
guess the Red Deer that I used to know and the Red Deer that I know today are kind of two different places. Oh, I wouldn't say it's changed for the better. No. I've just battled addiction through my whole life, and I guess where I'm at right now isn't the best place. One of my best friends died. It'll be 3 years on May long weekend. I don't even have a count. I couldn't even tell you how many close friends and then acquaintances and that I've lost in the last 2 or 3 years since things have really taken a major turn. When you hear someone's passed away, the first thing everyone always asks is, was it an overdose? It's just expected because it's become so common, like we've grown accustomed to having that happen on a regular basis. With what they're doing with the safe consumption site and what Turning Point's trying to do in general, they're just trying to provide people with a safe atmosphere to go use in and not end up dead.
I met Catherine actually 10 years before we got together. We were both attached at the times that we met, but it was very clear that there was something important there. I really believe you only need really one person to really, really believe in you, like absolutely believe in you. And Catherine did. She thought we didn't get enough love. She wanted all the masculine women to feel loved up. When she died, everything was very black for a long time, for a very long time. Catherine was the most joyous person you could ever meet. And if you met her, everybody who met her just felt completely seen. So I stopped the Butch Project and started again a couple of years later. I don't really know. It's a little bit fuzzy. I was able to do that by thinking of doing it for Catherine because she would want me to do it. But I was pleased that I continued and persevered through it. When I was shooting people, I talked about Catherine all the time. I talked about her in the shoots. I think to be a good portrait photographer, that you have to be in love with some part of that person. And you know, I'll do pretty much anything to get them to show that part of themselves to me.
I've been really lucky in the friends that I have. The archery club that I belong to is predominantly a hunters club. Can you think of a group of people that are more stereotypically redneck than bow hunters, right? So what would be your thought process to accepting me, right? I am also the past president of the Calgary Wood Turners Guild, so making bowls and platters and everything on lathe. And I think the average age of the group is over 60 and male. And when I came out to them, 3 guys who I only knew like peripherally in the group, they knew me because past president, right? They came over to me. And they said, if anybody gives you grief, you come get me. Like, the support was just crazy, you know. So I've been really lucky.
course, after the Civil War concluded, blacks like Mifflin Gibbs, many of them went back to their old country. Mifflin Gibbs became the first black judge in United States history in Arkansas.
When he died in 1915, I think he must have been the richest black man in the United States. So many of them went back. And I often wish I could go back in time and say, don't go, because it's going to get worse again very soon.
So they didn't leave a huge population behind, but I would say that one of the things that their settlement signifies to us today is that British Columbia started as a really multicultural, multiracial society. They are, you know, very much an important part of that early British Columbia settlement, which shows us that British Columbia wasn't very British in the early days.
Legacy, you know, they were grassroots people that came here and they planted their seeds here in terms of business and their families and to live life.
I think what they succeeded at doing was getting on with their lives as ordinary people. They showed that you could settle down, raise a family, earn a living, go to church, get your kids through school, and not have to worry too much about people burning your house down in the middle of the night.